Let me tell you about a man named Robert. At 52 years old, he was living in his car, sleeping in parking lots, and washing his face in dirty gas station bathrooms. Completely broke. Today, he owns 3 successful businesses worth over $2 million. But here's what nobody tells you. The thing that changed everything? It wasn't hard work. It wasn't luck. It was something he overheard in a diner. 5 words from a stranger that made him realize what he'd been doing wrong his entire life. This is Robert's story, and if you think it's too late for you, stick with me. Robert didn't start as a failure. He got his degree, married his college sweetheart, and built a career in real estate. 2 kids, nice house, the American dream. But then life tested him, and everything fell apart. In 2008, the housing market crashed. Robert was a real estate broker. Overnight, his income disappeared. He dipped into savings, took out loans, and kept up appearances. He told his wife everything would be fine. It wasn't. Within a year, savings are gone and loans are due. The bank took the house. His marriage couldn't survive the pressure. His wife left and took the kids. By 2010, at 52, Robert was living in his 1998 Honda Accord. Everything he owned fit in that car. He'd park behind a 24-hour diner in Sacramento and buy 1 coffee to sit there for hours. Every night, lying in that back seat, wondering how it went so wrong. I was invisible, he told me. People walked past my car and looked right through me, like I'd already died. The worst part wasn't the hunger or the cold. It was the shame. Robert remembers one moment that broke him completely. It was a Wednesday afternoon. He was parked outside his old neighborhood, the one where he used to live. He watched a man, probably in his 30s, playing basketball with his son in the driveway. Just a simple game, father and son, laughing. That used to be him. He used to be that dad. And now he was watching from his car, unwashed, unemployed, invisible. He started the engine and drove away. Couldn't watch anymore. That night, lying in the back seat, he made a decision. He could either disappear completely or let the shame consume him until there was nothing left. Or he could fight, one more time. Even if he failed again, at least he'd know he tried. He chose to fight. He just didn't know how yet. One Tuesday morning in March 2011, Robert was in that diner, same booth, 1 cup of coffee. 2 construction workers were talking. One complained about his boss losing contracts because he couldn't manage schedules or clients. Something clicked in Robert's head. He turned around and interrupted them. "I used to manage real estate deals worth millions. If your boss needs help, I'll work for free for 2 weeks. If I'm valuable, he can pay me. If not, no hard feelings." 3 days later, he got a call. The construction owner, Marcus, wanted to meet. Robert showed up in his only clean shirt, hadn't showered in 2 days, but he walked in like he belonged. Marcus asked, "Why would someone with your experience work for free?" Robert gave the most honest answer of his life. "Because I have nothing left to lose, and everything to prove." Marcus hired him. $15 an hour. Scheduling jobs, managing clients. Robert worked like a man possessed. 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Studied construction management at the library during lunch. Within 3 months, Marcus doubled his salary. 6 months later, operations manager. And Robert kept living in his car. Every dollar saved. People ask me, why didn't he just rent a cheap room, get an apartment? Robert told me something that stuck with me. He said, "I'd spent my whole life comfortable. Comfort made me soft. Comfort made me unprepared when everything fell apart. I needed to stay uncomfortable. I needed to remember what I was fighting for every single morning when I woke up in that car." Every morning he'd wake up with a stiff neck, back aching from sleeping in cramped positions. He'd look at himself in the rearview mirror, barely recognizing the man staring back, and then he'd go to work. That discomfort became his fuel, his reminder, his motivation to never go back to that life. 2 years later, in 2013, Robert had saved $47,000. Living in his car the entire time, he walked into Marcus's office. "I want to buy 25% of this company. I have the cash." Marcus was shocked. He didn't know Robert was homeless. When he found out, Marcus nearly cried. They became partners. The business grew, and Robert finally, at 55, rented an apartment. But he didn't stop. In 2016, he started a property management company. In 2019, he started a consulting firm. All 3 businesses are still running. Combined revenue over $2 million. Employs 34 people. He reconnected with his kids in 2017. Slowly, they forgave him. Last year, his daughter said, "Dad, I'm proud of you, not because you're rich, but because you never gave up." Robert told me that moment with his daughter meant more than any business success, more than any amount of money, because for years he thought he'd lost them forever, thought they'd never forgive him for what happened. His son still struggles with it sometimes, the years they lost, the resentment. But they're working on it. They have dinner once a month now. It's awkward sometimes, but they show up, and that's what matters. Robert's ex-wife remarried. They're cordial now. She told him recently, "I'm glad you made it out. I really am." That's grace. That's healing. And Robert knows he didn't earn it, but he's grateful for it anyway. So what's the lesson? Robert didn't succeed because he was lucky. He succeeded because he made one decision most people never make. He decided that rock bottom wasn't the end. It was the foundation. At 52, living in a car, broke and ashamed, he had 2 choices: surrender or rebuild. He chose to rebuild. Age didn't stop him. Shame didn't stop him. He was 52 when he started over. He built 3 businesses in his 60s. You know what Robert told me when I asked his secret? People think success is about having the right opportunities. It's not. It's about making yourself ready when opportunity shows up. He didn't wait for permission. He started with $15 an hour and a Honda Accord. And that was enough. Because he was enough. I've heard countless stories, but Roberts reminds us that it's never too late. If you're struggling, if you think you're too old, too broke, too far behind, remember Robert. 52 years old, homeless, broken. Built himself back one day at a time. You don't need a miracle. You need a decision. The decision to try. The decision to show up. Robert didn't have advantages. He had determination, and that was enough. Whatever you're facing, don't give up. It's not too late. Robert proved it, and that's a choice available to all of us. Choose to keep going. If Robert's story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more stories like this, stories that remind us what's possible when we refuse to quit, I'll be here sharing them. Until next time, remember, your story isn't over yet.